Lila, a girl of 12 with eyes full of stardust, journeyed through the cosmos. Her heart raced with excitement as she gazed out of the spaceship's window, the vast expanse of space stretching endlessly before her. Every star, every planet, every nebula she saw filled her with a sense of wonder and possibility. She had always dreamt of exploring the universe, and now that dream was her reality. Her spaceship, the Comet, hummed around her. It was a marvel of modern engineering, a vessel designed for long voyages through the stars. The interior was sleek and filled with advanced technology, yet it felt like home to Lila. The gentle vibrations of the ship's engines were a constant reminder of the incredible journey she was on. Lila dreamt of distant planets. She imagined what it would be like to set foot on alien worlds, to discover new forms of life, and to uncover the mysteries of the cosmos. Each distant planet she saw through the window was a new adventure waiting to happen. For Lila, and she admired his bravery and knowledge. Together they made an unstoppable team, ready to face any challenge that came their way. He taught her the constellations. Under his guidance, Lila learned to identify the various stars and constellations that dotted the night sky. He shared with her the stories and myths associated with each one, making the stars come alive with history and legend. These lessons were more than just educational. They were moments of bonding between father and daughter. He shared stories of his adventures, tales of daring escapades, close encounters with alien species, and the discovery of new worlds. Each story was a treasure trove of excitement and wonder, and Lila listened with rapt attention. These stories fueled her imagination and made her even more determined to follow in her father's footsteps. Lila, eager and bright, soaked up every word. She asked questions, wanting to know every detail, every nuance of her father's adventures. Her mind was a sponge, absorbing all the knowledge and wisdom he had to offer. She knew that one day she would have her own stories to tell, her own adventures to share. Lila loved the spaceship's gentle rocking. The rhythmic motion of the comet as it traveled through space was soothing, almost like a lullaby. It made her feel connected to the ship, as if they were one entity moving through the cosmos together. This sense of unity gave her a profound sense of peace and contentment. She felt safe within its metallic shell. The comet was more than just a spaceship. It was a sanctuary. Its sturdy walls protected her from the harshness of space, and its advanced systems ensured that she and her father could travel safely. Inside the comet, Lila felt invincible, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The control panel flickered with 1,000 lights. Each light represented a different system, a different aspect of the ship's operation. To Lila, these lights were like stars in their own right, each one telling a story of the ship's journey. She loved watching the lights blink and change, a constant reminder of the incredible technology that made their voyage possible. Each blink told a story of faraway galaxies. The control panel was a map of the universe, a guide to the countless worlds and stars that lay beyond. Lila spent hours studying the maps, dreaming of the places she would one day visit. Each blink of the lights was a promise of new adventures, new discoveries waiting to be made. Lila, filled with wonder, traced the constellations on her star chart. She loved the feeling of the paper under her fingers, the way the stars seemed to come alive as she traced their patterns. Each constellation was a piece of the puzzle, a clue to the greater mysteries of the universe. She knew that one day she would solve those mysteries and uncover the secrets of the stars. She yearned to leave her mark upon the universe. Lila was determined to make a difference, to contribute to the exploration and understanding of the cosmos. She knew that her journey was just beginning and that there were countless adventures and discoveries waiting for her. With her father's guidance and her own determination, she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. She dreamt of making her father proud. More than anything, Lila wanted to live up to her father's legacy. She wanted to be a great explorer, a discoverer of new worlds, and a seeker of knowledge. As she looked out at the stars, She knew that she was on the right path, and that her journey was just beginning. A siren wailed, shattering the calm. Red lights flashed, bathing the cabin in an eerie glow. Lila's heart pounded like a drum in her chest. Her father's face, usually etched with a smile, was creased with worry. "Asteroid field," he said, his voice strained. "Hold on, Lila!" The comet shuddered violently. Lila gripped her seat, knuckles white. Outside, asteroids, jagged teeth of space, hurtled towards them. Her father wrestled with the controls, his face grim. An ear-splitting crack echoed through the comet. Lila cried out as the cabin lurched, throwing her sideways. Then darkness swallowed them whole. Lila awoke to a throbbing pain in her head. The comet lay in ruins, a mangled mess of metal and wires. Her father... She couldn't see him. "Father!" she cried, her voice hoarse. Only silence answered. Panic welled up inside her, threatening to consume her. She struggled free from the debris, her small body aching. The emergency beacon, she remembered. She had to activate it. With newfound determination, Lila crawled through the wreckage. Each breath was a victory against the despair that threatened to engulf her. She would survive. She had to for her father. A soft whimper echoed through the wreckage. The sound was faint, almost drowned out by the eerie silence that enveloped the ruins. It was a sound that seemed out of place in the desolate landscape, a reminder of life amidst the destruction. Lila froze, her heart pounding. Was she imagining things? Then she saw it. Her eyes widened in disbelief as she tried to make sense of what she was seeing. The world around her seemed to blur, focusing only on the source of the sound. A dog, unlike any she had seen before, stood amidst the debris. Its presence was both surreal and mesmerizing, a stark contrast to the devastation surrounding it. The dog seemed to be a beacon of hope in the midst of chaos. Its fur shimmered like a galaxy, each strand reflecting a myriad of colors. It was as if the cosmos had been woven into its coat, creating a mesmerizing display of light and color. The sight was almost hypnotic, drawing Lila closer. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light. They were deep and mysterious, holding secrets of the universe within them. The intensity of its gaze was both comforting and unsettling, as if the dog could see into her very soul. The dog tilted its head, a low growl rumbling in its chest. The sound was not threatening, but rather a form of communication, a way to express its curiosity and caution. Lila could sense the intelligence behind those glowing eyes. Lila, though afraid, felt a strange sense of calm emanating from the creature. It was as if the dog was projecting a soothing energy, reassuring her that she was not in danger. The fear that had gripped her heart began to dissipate. It moved towards her, its steps silent and graceful. Each movement was fluid and deliberate, exuding an air of elegance and poise. The dog seemed to glide over the debris, unaffected by the rough terrain. Lila held her breath, unsure what to expect. Her mind raced with questions. What was this creature? Where had it come from? And why did it feel so familiar, as if she had known it all her life? The dog nudged her hand with its nose, its touch surprisingly gentle. The contact was brief but profound, a silent promise of companionship and protection. In that moment, Lila knew that this celestial canine was more than just a dog. It was a guardian, a guide in the desolate world she now found herself in. The dog, with a knowing look in its luminous eyes, seemed almost otherworldly. Its presence was a beacon in the oppressive darkness, a silent guardian in a world that had long since lost its way. It led Lila through a labyrinth of twisted metal, the remnants of a once mighty spaceship now reduced to a graveyard of steel and wires. Each step was a struggle, but the dog moved with purpose, as if it knew the path by heart. It seemed to understand her plight, guiding her towards a glimmer of hope in the darkness. The air was thick with the scent of burnt circuits and despair, but the dog's unwavering determination gave Lila the strength to push forward. Lila, clinging to the dog's presence, felt a surge of hope. She wasn't alone. In this desolate place, the dog's companionship was a lifeline, a reminder that there was still something worth fighting for. They reached a section of the ship surprisingly intact. The emergency beacon, Lila's heart leapt. It was a relic from a time when the ship was whole, a symbol of safety and rescue. She scrambled towards it, her fingers fumbling with the controls. The panel was covered in dust and grime, but the lights flickered to life under her touch, a small miracle in the vast emptiness. The dog watched her, its head cocked to one side as if understanding her intent. Its eyes, glowing softly, reflected the flickering lights of the control panel, a silent witness to her desperate efforts. With a last burst of effort, Lila activated the beacon, sending a desperate plea for help into the vast emptiness of space. The signal pulsed outwards, a cry for salvation in the void, and for the first time in what felt like an eternity, Lila allowed herself to hope. Exhausted, Lila collapsed beside the dog. It lay down next to her, its warmth a comfort against the cold fear that threatened to engulf her. As she looked into its shimmering eyes, she knew she had found a friend, a protector in this desolate corner of the universe. She named him Cosmo. He was her anchor in the storm, a beacon of hope in the face of despair. Cosmo, in turn, seemed to understand her unspoken fears and anxieties. He stayed by her side, a constant presence in the wreckage of her world. As days turned into nights, Lila discovered Cosmo was no ordinary dog. He possessed an uncanny intelligence, understanding her words and gestures. He could manipulate objects with his mind, moving debris with a flick of his head, creating a safe haven for them within the wreckage. One night, as Lila huddled beside Cosmo, she saw it. A faint glow emanated from his body, pulsating with an otherworldly light. Cosmo, sensing her gaze, met her eyes. His usually playful demeanor turned serious, as if sharing a secret from a time long forgotten. The rescue team arrived, drawn by the beacon's signal. Lila, weak but alive, was pulled from the wreckage. As she turned to thank Cosmo, to say goodbye to her celestial savior, he was gone. Vanished. Had it all been a dream? Lila never forgot Cosmo. She carried his memory in her heart, a reminder of hope and resilience. She continued her father's legacy, exploring the cosmos with a newfound appreciation for the universe's mysteries. Years later, a seasoned explorer, Lila encountered a familiar shimmer on a distant planet. Cosmo. He was older, wiser, but his eyes still held the same warmth, the same spark of recognition. Their reunion was not of words, but of understanding, a silent promise of adventures yet to come. Lila realized then that the universe held infinite possibilities. It was a tapestry woven with wonder and danger, where even in the darkest corners, hope, like a celestial canine with fur like a galaxy, could be found. And sometimes, if you were lucky, hope found you.